Hi guys, Gemma here from Fundamental Sports and Fitness, and today it is our Chit Chat Thursday for shoulder and grip exercises for helping you within OCR. So your shoulder anyway is quite a complex joint. You're thinking anything up and around here. So it's a ball and socket joint now, it's got a huge range of movement with it. Because of the range of movement that it has, it also means that it can be quite an unstable joint. And that's because your humerus, so the bone that's in top of your arm, sits very shallow, okay, into what's called your glenohumeral joint, okay, within here. It allows for the great range of movement. However, as I mentioned before, it can be unstable, which within OCR can be not the best, because you think of the amount of upper body work that you're doing of hanging and swinging and things like that. You've also got sort of the main bones that work it across, so your clavicle, okay, so your collarbone, okay, across from here, and then your acromion is like a little hook that just goes over the top of your shoulder. So again, any shoulder pain can lead to sort of issues within there. I know a few of you that have been following my journey over the last few months know that I was having sort of inflammation in that acromion joint, okay? So again, anything upper body wise, when you're working on that a lot, can be part of the issues. As I mentioned about sort of stability within your shoulder, I'm sure lots of you have heard about your rotator cuff group of muscles. And again, you need to strengthen all of those to, again, stabilise the joint. Any little issues that become within those muscles will then cause more long-term problems down the line. Okay, so when you're thinking about your rotator cuff group of muscles, you've got your supraspinatus, so across the top. Okay, you've got your subscapularis, so the back of your scapula as it's coming in. Okay, your infraspinatus, okay, so again, just across the top, but a little bit lower down. So if you think you're getting neck pain, that's usually one of the muscles that can cause that. And then your teres minor, which again, comes across the back and attaches in. Okay, so those are some of the issues, or so the muscles that could cause some of the issues, particularly within sort of those joint stability side of things. And what I would say is you need to work on all of them and do a lot of shoulder work to strengthen them. So a couple of good exercises, and I'm thinking more from when we're looking at obstacle course side of things, is making sure that your scapula, so your shoulder blades, are nice and strong as we're coming in behind them. It will also help with your posture in general, holding yourself upright, rather than thinking of that desk space work, everything rounds forwards a little bit. So a couple of good exercises you might want to look at, okay, for your shoulder, are internal and external rotations. Now, for you guys that have followed me for a while, I've been doing these for a long time, and they are a brilliant exercise. You can either use one of the bands like this with a little loop, or your normal long resistance bands. Just make sure you've attached it to something that's not going to move. Now, if you're looking at that external rotation, you want your elbows tucked in nice and tight, and I just wrap the band around my hand, and then from there you're moving your elbow out, or keeping your elbow tucked in but moving your forearm out to the side. Okay, so whatever you do on one side, make sure you do on the other side. Okay, and if it was an internal rotation, you're wanting sort of that resistance coming from the outside, okay, which is a bit harder to do, but you're from there, so you're coming in, okay, and you're rotating your hand there. So if I've got the resistance here, you'll be coming in to there. Okay, so anything coming in. Now, sometimes the internal rotation, it's easier to do with a dumbbell, okay, so you can come in there and you're bringing that movement around, whereas your external rotation, you're going out to the side against the resistance. Another good one to think about is sort of scapular retractions. When you're looking at pull-up work, it's a great little warm-up exercise to be doing. And again, it's just that holding and pulling your arms down. So we can either look arms straight as your horizontal ones, and just gently pulling and pinching your shoulder blades together and behind you. Or you could do it from being up in the air, okay? And again, just that small retraction of your shoulder blade as you're pulling down, which is what is pulling your arms down. So again, they're very small movements, but all focusing on that shoulder stability, looking from sort of your scapula, so your shoulder blade area, but also from your internal external rotations. Okay, great for your rotator group of muscles. Okay, so that's what I'd be looking at for that shoulder stability. From a grip perspective, anything, if you're struggling on gripping onto either obstacles or holding or carrying, a lot is going to come from that upper body strength, okay, being able to hold yourself up. A lot is going to come from technique, but you can still work on your grip within all of that. Now, there are a couple of different tools that you can use. So I've got some of the ones that look like this for more sort of hand-based work. But again, think about anything grip-based. We're going to be looking at your wrist flexors and extensors. So we're looking at sort of those rotations coming up here. Now again, you can make that harder if you wanted to, holding a dumbbell, keeping your arm level on something, and those curls up, okay, and down. And you'll feel it working, okay, and the muscles contracting as you're doing them. Again, 10 to 12 of those, that'll build up that forearm strength. Still thinking about sort of that grip work, as I mentioned, with these little tools, they're brilliant. So use you can use a ball, okay, works just as well, stress ball, something like that. But with the grip ones, holding in your hand, and again, just squeezing down and releasing up. And even there, you can see forearms working as we're doing them. So again, you can say doing those little squeezes there, or you can squeeze and hold, test the endurance element out of it, okay. Or with these ones, fit them over your fingers, okay, and your thumb, and it then becomes that way around, and you can then look at opening up, okay, so from that way around, and again, strengthening your forearm. So there's loads of different tools that you can use for strengthening grip, forearms, but a lot is going to come from that shoulder stability. If you can, I always think of more sort of do the preventative exercises, building up sort of that basic building block of work for your shoulders. When it then comes to strengthening them and then taking it into races, you're going to be in a much better position and less likely to get injured with it all. So yeah, kind of a bit of a whistle-stop tour there through shoulder and grip work. If you've got any questions, just drop me a message. As I say, in the next few weeks, I'll be putting out a big PDF document on different exercises that you could be doing to help for obstacle course racing, as basically a skills guide, and keep your eye out for different things that will be happening in the studio when we reopen. So I've got a new rig that's going to be coming, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you all soon.